Welcome back to Warzone Workshop, my bros. I've just been doing a lot of stuff with AKs lately, and AK variants. I got a bunch of these magazines. These are all mid caps, and I've been putting Magpul. Well, they're 4, 5, 5, 6 magazines, but I got a bunch of black ones that are on my tan gas magazines, and then I got a bunch of green ones that are on my black AK mid caps. They just worked out that way. But one of these 7 mid-cap magazines is not like the others. It's this one. It's an E&L magazine, and it came with... Let me get that. Hang it, get back here. Use my parts gun. I'm too lazy to go get it. There we go. Perfect. People say Simas aren't worth anything. Look at that. I didn't have to get out of my chair. So, these, I'm not sure what company made these mid-caps, but they work really well. I actually think they're Sima. I really do. But this mid-cap came with this, which was, originally had a wood donkey dong on it. It's my E&L AK. And it came with this magazine. This E&L metal mid-cap. And when I first went to chrono the gun, the magazine stopped working. In E&L's defense, their AK, solid. It's, oh God, it's got weight, and it's built really, really well. I've literally beat on it with a hammer, because the stock, I filed it down a little bit because it locks in place here, but it wasn't locking in place here. It was a little bit of extra material was down here, so I've filed that down, beat it with a hammer, kind of rounded the edge, and now it locks in place there. That is how you know it's really built well. I wouldn't do that to a Sima. No offense to Sima guns, but they are definitely budget guns. They are light weight. They don't weigh very much, and their materials are on the brittler side. I would not want to. Yeah, I just wouldn't trust it. It'll probably snap. But this one also has a side fold and the donkey dong, which I love. But I took the dong off of this E&L because I had this Zeniko handguard that I wanted to try putting on a gun, and I had to make some modifications to the rail because it was really, really tight. So I slimmed it down, put a little paper wedge up at the top, hammered with a hammer, got the pin set, and now it is solid. It's not going anywhere. Also put a Zeniko grip on the end of it because the grip that came with it was this one, and it's like really shiny. Look at that. And on this nice metal AK, I just needed a more matte finish. So this Zeniko pistol grip and Zeniko handrail are on this gun now, and it looks phenomenal. I'm really digging that. Just a little bit of tacticalness, you know. But and this front grip is basically fused in right there. It's not going anywhere. It's a rock, a big metal rock. So I'm really happy with the way this feels. I'm going to end up putting a flashlight or something on the side there, and just have this as a really nice, modernized sporting AK. A really nice modernized AK, which is the touch of that redwood, and that's really nice. But its magazine stopped working day 1. And we just can't have that. So today on Warzone Workshop, we are going to pop this magazine apart, and we're going to go over cleaning and maintenance, and hopefully get the magazine functioning properly. But there should be a follower there, and that's what pushes all the rounds up to the top, and then the last 3 or 4 probably don't come out of the magazine.
Switching to your pistol is always faster than reloading.
Some magazines have a follower that sticks out at the end, and they'll feed every last round. Those are cool. I don't have any of those. But for the most part, those last 3 rounds don't really matter, because you're talking about like 120 rounds. So those last 3, just chuck it and throw in a new magazine. But this magazine needs some refurbishment. So, unfortunately, from factory, it needs refurbishment. So I'm going to take this, and I'm just going to punch the pin right out. See if I can do this quickly. It's definitely not going to be a minute, but we'll get it done. Slide that insert out. Here's your shell. Here's your insert. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this screw right here on this plate, and we're going to back that screw out, but we're going to hold pressure down on top of it so that the spring doesn't fly out of the freaking magazine. Let's watch. So, apply pressure to the back of it. take that screw, lay it down, allow it to pop into your hand. There you go. And then just pull. Get that spring out. Now, we're going to want to check our spring, make sure that the whole spring comes out and that it's not kinked, it's not snapped. I've had springs snap on me before, some of them. Now, our follower is up here. It's at the top. It's not broken. It's not crinked or crimped or nothing like that. No snaps in the spring that I can see. Nope, no snaps. All right, so the spring is good. The spring is in good shape. I'll put that to the side. That means that whatever our problem is probably some type of residue inside the magazine, either dirt or dust or a piece of hair. It could be anything. A broken BB maybe. Who knows? Something that got into here during the process of loading or unloading rounds. Somehow something got in. Maybe you dropped on the ground and a rock bounced up inside it, and the spring is now getting stuck on it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these screws out. We're going to open it apart. And we're going to take it apart, open it up, and then we're going to clean out the tray, the feeding line with some paper towel, and then we'll lubricate it, and then we'll put it all back together. Now there's no springs, so you can just take these out. Boop, 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 and we're done. Now it comes apart. All right, now you gotta be careful because there's gonna be a spring here, and this, which is what keeps your rounds from just spraying out. And here is our tray. And this is our feed track. And there's still some lubricants inside it. I don't see any debris. Weird. No debris. No obvious problems. Just a little speck up here. Not sure what that is. Tracks look good. Well, we'll re-oil it anyway, and then put it all back together. All right, I went ahead and added a little bit of lubrication to the start of my spring going back in, and then I went ahead and added a lubricant right there at the end of the trail because it's all gonna have to go through there. And then I put some here at the first really tight turn, and then I put some down here at the second larger turn because over here it's gonna start having some spring pressure behind it. And then I didn't really worry about anything in here, mostly because I just don't want rounds, BBs, just sitting in lubricant as they're heading towards the the gun. So hopefully the spring will get all that. And I'm going to go ahead and run the spring through and then take the spring back out, and then I'll clean the track of any excess lubricant so that my rounds don't get stuck because of the lubricant. So now I'm just going to go ahead and temporarily pin this back together with just 2 screws. One there, one here at the end. So putting it back together, now that we know there's no obstructions, and we just add a little bit of stretch to that spring so that it's going the full distance. I'm gonna go ahead and put this back in here. Careful not to let that fly out. Go ahead and hold it down. Apply your top cover. Make sure it's in there. Good. Now add our screws. Boop. All right, and that's put back together now. We'll go ahead and slide that back on in here. And the follower's coming up all the way to those stop ramps, which is just below where you can touch it. That's in. let's go ahead and load this up, see if it feeds. Feeding some random rounds done in it. Nine 6 battery here. I'll go ahead and with a stick battery you can normally get the charging handle to open and close fairly easily, but this one's it's stuffed in there pretty good. Let's go ahead and pop some rounds through on semi. Make sure those rounds are feeding properly. Safety first. Let's go ahead and chrono this. I forget what it's shooting. For 341.9. 340. 339.9. Yeah, so it's shooting about 340 FPS. Maybe 10. All right, she has stopped feeding. Let's see how many rounds are still in here. 2, 3. Let's see how many rounds are still inside this. Two rounds, which means it fed all the way up to those little ramps inside it and then it stopped. It's not bad. And you end up with a magazine that works, and that's the important part. Now, comment down below. Tell me if you think that this thing looks better with the Donkey Dong that it used to have, this, or if it looks better with the Zeniko furniture, the lower handguard and the pistol grip. I think the pistol grip definitely is an improvement to it. And I kind of like having that aluminum, you know, adds a extra little bit of weight to it, and allows me to put a front grip out here. Still get my magazines and rock them in, no problem. Now this AK functions really well. And the magazine now fits and feeds flawlessly. So I will see you next time in the Warzone.